Hi, I'm Casey, and for my presentation proposal, I chose an issue that stood out to me. The issue that stood out to me was funding for schools for minority youth, especially when it comes to higher your education, like college, or even after college. I believe that every student deserves the opportunity to have good schooling and receive not only a basic education, but to have the same opportunity as other students that work hard to further that education. And that's not always the case in this country. Um, Not only is funding for school disproportionately distributed, it doesn't give all students the same chance at success. On top of that, not every student has the financial resources or ability to attend a four-year college, which can be frustrating, especially for these students, because if you work just as hard as someone who does have access to those funds, it leaves you high and dry, and that's not right. Luckily, there are programs in place to help these individuals have a better shot at this accomplishment. For example, the organization that I chose was the Hispanic Scholarship Fund. It's a nonprofit organization that helps Hispanic students have more funding to attend college and receive the same opportunity as other and more privileged individuals. In fact, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, college student demographics in the U.S. reflect a diverse mix with 20% Hispanic. That came from the Scholarships Organization. So the mission statement is HSF empowers students and parents with the knowledge and resources to successfully complete higher education while providing support services and scholarships to as many exceptional students, HSF scholars, alumni as possible. This organization is really cool. Since it is a nonprofit, they do have funding. They have a variety of companies that fund this program. Some of them you recognize, some of them may never have heard of. Some of them include Nike, Wells Fargo, Lowe's, the Walt Disney Company, Nationwide Insurance, FedEx, UPS, Delta Airlines, Ford Motor Company Fund, Bank of America, Target, Toyota, Capital One, and so many more. There are a lot of positive outcomes that come from this organization, one of which they give information to students and parents to help them prepare for higher education, which I thought was really cool about this one. It's not just giving out scholarships to those that apply, but they do try to work with students as well. They work hands-on with social services to help many kids in need of proper schooling. They also grant scholarships to those who work hard and just need financial help to make their college goals a reality, which I think is super awesome. With every good thing, could be a couple bad things. So potential negative outcomes is this organization has actually been criticized when it comes to funding. This is because they'll label many students as scholars, but then will not always be able to help and actually give them scholarships or any amount of funding when it comes to hiring their education. This has left some students feeling cheated because they thought since they were finally labeled as a scholar, they would receive the scholarship only to come up short. So it doesn't seem like they have it almost seems like they're getting people's hopes up, although they do give out a lot of funding. They might label a student as a scholar, they think they got it, and then they don't, which could be very frustrating. Also, another one is it could leave students feeling lesser than because they didn't get it. That one, though, I do feel like you're running that risk with any scholarship you apply for, and any opportunity that comes your way is that you try hard, and sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't, which is really frustrating, but the reality. I got all this information from a couple different places. I found most of this information from their actual website. They have a lot of stuff on there. They have the people that fund them on there. They have their mission statement on there. They have people stories you can see. Some information was found from reading stories of people who have gone through this process, and some was found from other scholarly articles like the one I quoted. Their mission statement that I quoted came directly from them, so those are both good websites. Another thing that's big is reform. If I had to change anything in a perfect world, how would I reform this? I think the best way to reform the scholarship fund would be to engage more with students that may not receive this scholarship so that they do feel like they got something from it. They could be giving them resources of other scholarships or essay prep classes, college application classes, and more. This way, even if they didn't receive the money, they will still benefit from being a part of the organization. So maybe that could lessen the blow of not receiving the scholarship that they wanted, but they still got all this help to get to the place that they wanted, where maybe they could apply to these schools and receive a scholarship straight from the university. Maybe they could apply to other scholarships, like I mentioned. All of it. Yes. Okay, and then as I stated before, the references were from scholarships.com, and the other one was straight from the Hispanic Scholarship Fund.net.